Vincent van der Voort, Modus Super Series. How does it feel to be here today?
Yeah, it feels great. It's good. It's something really exciting that Pluto TV and Modus Super Series just brought up something that's really big for amateur darts, and yeah, it's good to be a part of it.
Are we going to see more young people rising up through the ranks here on Modus Super Series?
Yeah, I think the system already proved that a lot of people, young players. This is where you can see the new talent first. So that's very exciting. I think the audience will see them before they go to the PDC. They will already see what kind of talent comes across.
Well, you would have played Simon Whitlock for many, many years. Mason Whitlock, his son is here as well.
Yeah.
Is he better than his dad yet or not?
I don't think he's better than his dad. No. So he has to improve then a lot. I mean, Simon is a brilliant player. He's been in 2 world finals, one's in the BDO and one in the PDC. So won the European Championship as an Australian. A little bit weird, but it happened.
How does it feel to be back amongst people like Phil the Power Taylor and Adrian Lewis? Not only 2 massive figures, but people that love a bit of chat. And you would have had some chat with them on the hockey over the time as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Phil. Yeah. What can you say about him? He's just the biggest name ever. He's just somebody who made this all. Even this, he made it possible because of him. Darts grew so big. And Lewis is just somebody who have some battles over the years, some arguments. We have everything, some fun. So yeah, good to see him again.
Well, you spoke about your relationship with Adrian there as well. Is that rivalry just on the hockey, or as soon as you got off the hockey, everything was fine?
Sometimes you bring it. Sometimes not. Most of the time, it's after the game, it's over. But sometimes the tension is a little bit higher than normal, and then it stays for a while.
What other players would you like to see join the Modus Super Series? Who would you like to come up against in the near future?
Oh, I mean, I hope new talent, just to see what's going on. What's the next one? I mean, I've played against Simon so many times. That's not really pleasing for me anymore.
Yeah.
So you want to see the new. I saw a couple of weeks ago that kid, 12-year-old, hit a 1-4.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, something like that. That's great to watch. Yeah? And you see other youth players. There was another guy. I can't remember his name. Bradley. No, some Brad.
Bradley does. There's another kid who he played in the final from Dorset. Who is? Yeah. They're both from a sensational. So it looks like darts going forward. And it's probably the Luke Littler effect, isn't it? Darts is in such good hands at the moment and going forwards. And I asked a lot of people about this in UK schools. I asked players about this. But in Dutch schools, is it part of the curriculum to play darts? Because you see such an influx of players, and we have done over the years. Yourself, Michael, we've got Jan van Veen, who has been sensational at only 22 years old. Are schools or, I don't know, youth clubs trying to encourage more young people to play darts to follow in their footsteps?
Yeah, that's in Holland the same thing. It's just the JDC does a very good thing. In Belgium, for instance, there's some 180 kids playing now, so you can expect there a couple of talents coming through. In Holland, we always had a very good youth system, but now you can see because of Luke Littler and the money is involved in the game, you can see them becoming good earlier than the normal. When I just came over, when I just playing darts, there was, everybody said stay in school. In darts you can't win any money, so stay in school, do your best there. And now you know what can happen. You see Luke Littler now, what happened to him. I mean, that's a fairy tale story.
What's going to happen to Luke Littler in 2025? What do you think he's going to win?
Oh, it's very difficult to. He's going to win a couple, 100%, because he's that good. And the most amazing thing about him is how he handles the pressure and how he handles the media and everything around it. I think that for a guy that age, he looks so mature for his age.
If you could go back and play in your prime and you're playing Luke Littler, what would you adapt to your game to try and keep up with him or just try and silence him? Are you going to be having to hit a 110 average or averaging in the hundreds, aren't you? You've got to keep up to him, don't you?
It's quite easy. When you're playing Luke Littler, you have to hope that he's not on his A+ game, because you're totally reliable on him. If he has his best day, you're not going to win. That's for sure.
Have you spoken to Mr. Van Gerwen recently, who has been playing phenomenal, especially off the back of the World Championships, but didn't really, his checkouts against Dimitri at the Winmore World Masters and also against Luke Humphreys as well last week. What advice have you been able to give Michael? Any advice? We know he can be erratic when checking out. He's fast, he's ready, he's aggressive. That is Van Gerwen. But is it a case of Michael having to stop, think, which the majority of players have to do when it comes to checking out? It's like his brain is doing something and his body did another. What do you make of Michael's current form?
Michael's current form is getting better and better, I think. I mean, at the back end of the last year, he lost in the group phases of the Grand Slam. He lost the first round of Players' Championship finals. And then we had a sit down, we had to talk to each other. And just told him how I saw it. He has to do more. He has to work harder. He has to live more for his sport. And he picked it up great. He was just practicing all the time. And then he went in the World Championship with a lot of doubts, a lot of things in his head, and I don't know what's going to be. And every round he played better. And he came in the final. And the only thing I think in the final what he did wrong is that he wanted it too much. And that done him.
Is that Michael's almost like kryptonite in some ways? He's so passionate. He's so in love with the game. He always wants to be a winner. But is that something that can hamper him as well? When he thinks too much about it, being like, I want to be a champion, I want to be this, that and the other. Is that sort of like his weakness in a way?
Yeah, of course, because he wanted it too much, but he couldn't expect it from himself because he was just coming back of a really bad period. So he had to build that up. And you can see when he wants it too much, he leans over too much. He leans forward a lot, but then he goes too low, and his elbow is too low.
Is it possible for him to go even lower?
Yeah, apparently. But I think he's playing better every week. I think if last week he should have won the week, but he messed it up in that, I think 8 leg or something to go 5-3 up, seven darts to go 5-3 up against Humphreys. But I think you could see that he's nearly back to his best. The only thing he needs is a little bit more confidence, and his doubles needs to be a little bit better. And I think will be very hard to beat.
He's got that green back as well. He's gotten rid of the black and gold of the 5 years at Winmore, but the green is back. Vincent, thank you very much for your time.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.